What's up everyone? My name is Priyesh and today we're going to be talking about how you can create a wealth building machine to get you to your financial freedom number as quickly as possible. That wealth building machine starts with flipping and wholesaling and it ends with passive income via cash flow, money in your pocket at the end of every single month. I like to call this the wealth care strategy and I feel like people just don't talk about it in this simple sense like I am right now. Now, I'm going to break down exactly how you can start flipping and wholesaling real estate A to Z. And I'm going to break this down because flipping and wholesaling real estate is the single most important part of the wealth care strategy because it will set the foundation to supercharge the results for the rest of the blueprint. And at the end of this video, I'm going to be breaking down the numbers as to exactly why people are flocking to this type of strategy. And this wealth care strategy is simple. It is such a simple strategy. It has allowed me to go from single family fix and flipper to now flipping over $25 million of luxury real estate at once, as well as building 500 units of commercial and residential real estate, all within 3 to 4 years. Now, I was able to do this, like I said, using the wealth care strategy, and there's no reason why you can't do this yourself. Great, let's talk about flipping and wholesaling first. Let's define what those things are. Flipping a house is when you buy a fixer-upper, you renovate it, and then you sell it for a profit in a short amount of time. And wholesaling is when someone finds a distressed property, they put it under contract, and then they sell that contract to an investor for a premium. Now, flipping is easy to understand, but wholesaling is a little more abstract. I'll give you an example. You find a fixer-upper and you and the seller agree to buy the property for $300,000. You sign a contract with that seller. Once you sign that contract, you then sell that contract to another investor for $320,000. So you collect the spread in between contracts, which is $20K in this example. And in this example, you did not have to put any of your own money in, and you made $20,000 just from finding a great deal and selling that paper to another investor. Now, this is where the wealth care strategy comes into play. And there are 3 steps to the strategy. Step 1 is accumulate. You need to accumulate large amounts of income quickly so that you can get yourself out of the rat race. Once you start to accumulate income, you need to go to step 2, which is accelerate. We need to accelerate that amount of active income that you're now making through systemizing your flipping and wholesaling process. This will help you get deals and earn profits that are predictable every single month. Now, step 3 is acquire. It's my favorite step. Once you have accelerated your income, you can start reinvesting those profits into those long-term rentals or development projects. But like I said, the most important part to this wealth care strategy is step number 1, accumulate. You need to learn how to flip and wholesale first so that you can even stand a chance of getting to the last phase, which is the long-term passive income. And the crazy part is you don't even need any money to start flipping and wholesaling, so there is an extremely low barrier to entry. You just have to have the right plan. While flipping and wholesaling are 2 different strategies, they typically get bundled up together because of their similarities and synergistic qualities. Let's start with wholesaling. I believe that this is the best strategy for a new investor to take on. But this strategy isn't only for beginners. Wholesaling is something that even seasoned investors use. And to this day, I still wholesale real estate. In fact, just last week, recording this on February 18th, 2024. And just 2 weeks ago, my acquisitions manager locked in a $125,000 wholesale fee for a deal in Santa Barbara. We used 0 of our own dollars and we're creating $125,000 profit. Could you even imagine making over 6 figures in profit without putting any money into it? Okay, I got a little sidetracked, but let's go back to why wholesaling is the best for new investors. There's just the most obvious thing. Point blank, wholesaling is the best strategy for beginners because you don't need any money to start. You can't say that about buying rentals, about flipping houses, about developing properties. You just can't say it about any other strategy. Sure, you can still flip, buy rentals, develop, do Airbnb with no money, but you still need money. It's just another person's money. You still have to raise the money from someone else, which is a huge responsibility, and not just for someone starting off in their real estate journey. There's also minimal risk. You're flipping flipping contracts instead of flipping properties. So you never actually own the property you're flipping. So you basically get to minimize your exposure to things like market fluctuations, because we all know we've been in an interesting market the last couple of years, unforeseen property expenses, and even tying up your own money in other real estate deals, which can quickly make you illiquid. And unlike a flip that can take, sometimes over 6 months to sell, or a rental that may take years to fulfill the business plan, you can make a wholesale fee in 30 days or less. In fact, many of my mentees actually get their first wholesale deal locked in within 30 days, and they don't use any of their own money. My mentees are absolutely mind blown when this happens, and it makes me excited every single time to see their reaction when that check hits their bank account. And another reason why wholesaling is the best is the flexibility and the scalability of it. Let me explain that. With all those other strategies, flipping, rentals, development, it's pretty difficult and rare for most people to do multiple properties at a time. Well, because of all the other reasons that I just said before this, you can wholesale at 20, 30, 40 deals at once with minimal risk exposure. You can't say that for any other strategy. And finally, as a wholesaler, you will always be in demand. Think about it. Good market or bad market, there is always people out there looking to purchase real estate at a really great price. So the skill set you would be developing, aka being a master deal finder, will never go out of style. Now let's flip it on the other side. Let's talk about flipping. Now, flipping is near and dear to my heart because that's a core part of my business. It's actually what's allowed me to scale so darn quickly and get into development projects. For one, the active income you can make in flipping is absolutely insane. If most people saw, they would not believe it because they're stuck in that W-2 9-to-5 mindset. And the active income from flipping is so insane, so much so that it is the fundamental baseline of my strategy, the wealth care strategy. It's literally creating large amounts of active income in a short amount of time to reinvest all of those profits into long-term passive income. Now, talking a little bit more about the income, it is insane. My average flip profit is over 6 figures, and some of my luxury flips have over $1 million spread. Could you imagine making over $1 million profit on just one house? What would you even do with that amount of money coming into your account at once? Finally, even in weird or interesting or whatever you want to call it, markets like we're in today, people still make money flipping real estate. It's all about being conservative when you're analyzing deals and just being flat out picky with the ones you take on. Don't listen to these people who are saying you can't make money in this market. I am very clearly making a large amounts of profit even in down markets like this. And it is doable in any market. And going off that, I actually want to talk about my first flip because it changed my life. It showed me what's possible. It let me quit my job and pursue real estate investing full time. My first flip was actually my second deal ever. And my first deal was a Burr property where I had invested my $70,000, got it back upon the refi, and I got an additional $30K back. So I had $100K in order to take this first flip down. And a few months after that first deal, I found the perfect flip. It was a heavier renovation. It needed everything but foundation and structural changes. So it needed everything like HVAC, roof, plumbing, electrical, and then all the normal cosmetic fixings. And I had pretty much close to zero renovation experience at this point, which is probably where you're at right now. I was able to overcome that by hiring an experienced crew through my specific vetting process. Now, I purchased the property with a private money loan of $220,000. I renovated the property for $120,000. And then 4 months later, I sold the property for $447,500. And after all expenses paid, I netted over $120K. The last 4 years, I had been making maybe $50,000 a year salary on average, and I just made $120K in 4 months in a fraction of the time that I would be spending at my job. I was mind blown. And ultimately, I was sold. I quit my full-time job and I started to pursue this as my full-time career. Now, you may be thinking, Priyesh, that's great. You had $100,000 to invest in your flip, but I don't have $100,000. I don't have anywhere close to that. Must be nice. And you know what I say to that? Yeah, it was nice because I worked my tail off to save every single dollar that was in my bank account at that point. But if you're not in that position to save, or if you don't want to wait years of saving $70,000, $80,000, $100,000, there's an easier way. There are ultimately a few ways that you can start investing with little to no money on your end and start flipping and creating income. One way to build money is through wholesaling. This strategy is great. Like, for example, most of my mentees, they are doing wholesaling because they had their capital constrained. They need to build up capital through wholesaling with $0 methods and then ultimately reinvest and start flipping with that cash that they built up. And it Just off the top of my mind, one of my mentees made $17,500 wholesale fee. I think it was 45 to 60 days, and they used $0. It was all of the strategies that I was helping them along with that they were able to do that for no cost. And another mentee did 2 deals in about 4 months, and they made over 25K in fees. Imagine what you would do with another 25K in your pocket for 2 months worth of work and limited hours you're putting in. It's crazy, but it's a repeatable process. These stories are cool, but they're not uncommon. They're not special, and I'm not special. They're just following the proven blueprint. But if you don't want to wholesale and you're dead set on flipping a house, you still don't need as much money as you think. You can partner with someone who does have money. It's simple. You bring the deal, you manage it, and ultimately you sell it. And in return, your partner can put up all the money and then you split the proceeds 50-50, or you can do it however which way you want. I do this all the time, even to this day, and even on my multi-million-dollar flips. But as I'm sure you're understanding now, a lot has changed since that first flip. And at the beginning of the video, I told you a little bit about how I'm actively flipping over $25 million in luxury real estate and building a lot of units throughout Southern California. And the crazy part is I don't spend a lot of time on my business anymore. I spend my time doing the things I want to do. Flipping and wholesaling is a customizable business to your personal needs. All you need is that blueprint, meaning if you want, you can build this business out to where you're only working 5 to 10 hours a week on it, and you can either use your additional time to maybe start another business, spend more time with family, or grow your current business. All you need, like I said, is a step-by-step blueprint. It's not rocket science. There is immense power in this strategy. I mean, think about it. What would you do if you had an extra $100,000 or $500,000 or even $1 million at the end of the year? It's absolutely possible to create that type of income if you're following the proven blueprint. And this blueprint, it's honestly changed my life. I get to do what I want to do when I want to do it. Now you're probably thinking, okay, what's the catch? How do I build something like this? Because it sounds great. The catch is that there really isn't one. All I'm asking is that, are you willing to commit 7 to 10 hours a week so that you can start this real estate business with little to no money? Because with that amount of time per week, you can absolutely start laying the groundwork to be able to build that 7-figure income. So if this strategy resonates with you in any way and you want help starting this wealth building accelerator using flipping and wholesaling, click on the link below and book a call with me and my team. The best part about my program is that we teach you everything in our power to help you with our one-on-one program, unlike those group programs where you really don't get the help or guidance you actually deserve. We'll help you analyze deals, teach you how to buy real estate with little to no money, how to renovate properties, and much more. So if you want to copy my system, and if you like more content like this, go ahead and click that like button, the subscribe button, and follow for more videos. And thank you for watching.